reach the LaPorte City Police Department. Please listen carefully to your options. If this is an emergency, such as fire, medical emergency, or a crime in progress, hang up and dial 911. If you want the LaPorte County Jail, call 362-6548, or if you live in the county and need the Sheriff's Department, call 326-7700. If you need an officer sent to your house and is not an emergency, please call 362-6205. If you know your party's extension, please press 1. For records, please press 2. For the Detective Bureau, please press 3. For animal control...
Hello, I'm trying to reach Detective Brett Airy. I presume that is you. This is Chris Throgmorton.
Yeah, you get some information I got on Bond Street?
Correct. Okay, so I'm not sure how much of this is legal and what's borderline and what may in fact be, illegal. But it all seems very concerning just the same. His name is Michael Christianson. He was convicted for like a felony child molesting. He lives at like 101 Bond, I think, maybe 102 Bond. I'll have to double check that.
101 Bond.
Yeah, I think it's apartment A or something.
Yep. 101 Bond, apartment 3, I think.
But basically, from what I understand, when he was released, he has a veteran status that he was able to use through the Center Township Trustee's office. And I came across a sort of paperwork link to Lisa Pierzakowski, and I made her somewhat aware of this in January. And she, from what I understand, had her name withdrawn as the principal agent or registered agent or whatever you want to call it for whatever he's got going, which is what I'm going to get into. It's it all seems linked together, but there's a couple websites, Indiana Freedom Alliance and a LaPorte Sentinel. The Indiana Freedom Alliance name, title, whatever you want to call it, hasn't changed much, but I believe the LaPorte Sentinel page in January had a different name, or there was a different page entirely that's shut down and this has replaced it, but it was something of the nature of LaPorteCountySheriffDissent.com. In January, a lot of it didn't have a pedophile vibe to it. It had more of a sort of a racist undertone. So I kind of lost track of it, doing my own personal stuff. And then in October, I was looking for some stuff. I Googled like Indiana petition to or something. I was looking for some legal documents that I thought I had saved, and I come across a petition to make a pedosexual haven town or something of this nature. Basically, advertising LaPorte, Indiana as accepting and lacking on awareness of pedophiles, and there's all kinds of stuff about how to create dummy files on your computers to hide information and things of this nature. It's very advocating of sexual abuse towards children. This dude believes that he doesn't do anything wrong, that children are seducing him and he's just going with his natural human instinct.
Almost like it's like homosexuality, like you can't help it.
It's very comparative to this is my human nature, which would lead me to believe that he doesn't personally believe that he's done anything wrong. So I'm assuming, he's pretty much just waiting to do it again. But I'm pretty good at research. I'm pretty good at patterns. It's my personal opinion that it looks like he's worked himself through the trustee's office a good bit, that he could probably... I don't know if you know anything about me, but I'm kind of all right with a pen and paper. I'm good with paperwork. I'm kind of like a jailhouse lawyer. We have that in common. So he's good with the law. He knows a good bit of his shit. So I think a lot of what he's doing is borderline. but I think he's worked in the trustee's office long enough that he could potentially guide somebody else to basically defraud or manipulate the trustee's office upon release from prison. I think what he's trying to do is pretty plain and simple. He's trying to bring a bunch of other pedophiles here through a legal process, and sort of it's based upon a lack of awareness of his own actions. He's from what I can see, he's been pretty covert about a lot of this, though he's very open about it on the surface. The center trustee didn't have any idea about a lot of this. She's since distanced herself. I spoke with Internet Crimes Against Children, or I didn't speak with them, but I left them a message. They called me back and left me a voicemail, but they basically told me to call you guys.
Right, yeah.
But they said that they left me on the voicemail, told me there's an active investigation and that the page will be taken down momentarily or something of that nature. But just the same, told me to call.
We get a lot of tips from people just like you saying the same stuff. It's under investigation with the sex offender registry. They're looking into it. It's just if it's a violation of probation and his sex offender registry.
I'm kind of the one that's
like you say, skirting the line.
And I think he's pretty well informed about like First Amendment. Like I've talked to the News Dispatch. I just spent like 25 minutes on the phone with them earlier. But they're pretty much saying a lot of what he's doing they think is covered under First Amendment stuff, so they don't want to get sued.
Right, that's basically what I've been told is that.
But I've seen some things that, I'm pretty well read, and I'm kind of curious. Like I'm gonna dig into it myself but I've seen the use of the actual victim's name, and he has PayPal links and stuff linked directly to these articles, to where he's definitely profiting off of the use of the information from the victim of his own crime that he was convicted of. And I don't know the exact statute or anything, but I know that's supposed to be like frowned upon.
Right.
But it's
also that's why we initially were contacted about it with someone, because he's admitting to what he did. But that's the case. He's already served prison. It's all adjudicated. He already served his time.
He has no concerns with admitting it.
Like you said, he thinks it's perfectly fine. That there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm sort of the person that found it and like put it out there, and then some people took it upon themselves to contact him, from what I understand. But he has, I guess, seen people talking about it in social media and unsolicited contacted them and been very, very open, like paragraph after paragraph of basically why it's a lost cause to go against what he's describing as he thinks he's like a doctor of something. But it's
from when he was in prison.
Right. It's very unique dude. When I was talking to the newspaper, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is normal. This is all over America," and I'm like, I don't think they're all trying to like do this.
I agree. We're very concerned about him. It's just legally, what can we do about it? You know what I mean?
Right, and that's kind of what I was trying to.
What you do as far as obviously he sees nothing wrong in it, so he's probably going to do it again. But until he crosses that line, we're kind of at a standstill.
Yeah, and that's.
Have you had any personal contact with him?
All right. In January, when the IFA page was new, I, contacted them and was like, what is this? Because it was very like pro freedoms, and you got all your amendments that it was, and then a lot of that changed, and then like 9-10 months later, when I find this page again, there's like naked cartoon babies and stuff. So. It was like he references himself a lot in third person. I'm not really sure if I was talking to him, but I'm pretty sure I was talking to him, and he just references himself a lot in third person. Based upon what I've seen with his articles and the writing and stuff, he's made up a bunch of fictitious accounts to chant on his pages and articles and agree with him. But it all seems to be him. So I'm pretty sure I was speaking with him, and he was basically, I was trying to figure out. To be perfectly honest, I thought it was like some sort of a honeypot for me, because it's referencing a whole lot of the stuff I do, and then it was talking about like community values and stuff. I thought I was talking to a cop, and then
I'm sure he set you up or something.
I mean, I've been going at it with the city on a whole nother story for quite some time, so it seemed, it
Gotcha.
seemed realistic. It just the timing and everything. It just there was something that was off, and I could tell that there was something that was off. I just didn't realize what it was. I assumed that it was something directly related to me personally, and it was apparently it's much deeper. He's a pedophile that thinks it's completely normal and thinks that LaPorte would be a great place for all the pedophiles to live. So, but yeah, originally I thought it was like a white supremacist sort of kind of feel, and was asking them questions and they're asking me questions back, and not nothing too much substance. The dude kind of made a joke about like trying to take over the town, but I've made this same joke, like, but I'm not serious. Like I'm just like I like the nature stuff. I think we should do more with our parks, and it's called ecotourism, and I'm gonna run for office. But he mentioned this as a joke, and I kind of looked past it. But apparently, that's the real plan: is to have a pedophile-friendly town based upon a lack of awareness of what he's doing and the ease to which he was able to, acquire assistance to be able to move and, sort of, I guess, re-entry here.
Okay. Yeah, has he said anything about, like, committing any crimes here, or, like, that he's...
No, that's what I'm saying is,
like
in January, there was nothing really, that I could see that was that big of a deal. Honestly, the thing that popped out the most was that it was related to the center trustee's office. And then she withdrew her, on a registered agent business website. Had her registered as he has some. This is one of the things that struck me as odd is the Ameriscribe Braille thing. It's basically Braille and blind kids. So, looking more and more into it, it's like that's kind of odd. Like this dude's he's a child sex offender, and he wants to interact with blind kids, and Braille, which is about as touchy-feely as you can get, right out there on the surface with what you're doing is, blind kids and Braille, and I'm a child sex offender. So, in October, when I stumbled upon this again, I put it out there on Facebook and was like, what's going on? It's election time. Like, this needs to get the attention that it's supposed to get. And I was sort of apprehensive about communicating with the police department because of my own personal stuff. But at this point, he's watching the community and writing articles based upon like comments on social media and sort of trying to like do a lot of damage control. I do not think he's appreciating the attention that he's getting, because he's trying to sort of combat what people are saying on social media in the comments and whatnot. So he's definitely paying attention, but like you said, a lot of it's borderline, very borderline. I know with probation rules, they're not really capable for the First Amendment stuff as well. They really can't put many restrictions on what he can do until he officially has committed a crime or something of that nature.
Right. Yeah, from what I've been told, if I'm in contact with his probation officer, what we're aware of, and I'm going to meet with them to discuss everything that I'm aware of and they're aware of, he hasn't done or said anything that a judge feels is a violation of what his rules are as a sex offender and as on being on probation.
Now, where is the line exactly? Like, I mean,
that's what I'm going to discuss with him about. I mean, kind of like what you said, if you're talking about how you think child molestation is okay, but you're not admitting to molesting a child, that, if he's not talking about molesting children actively
or he's at least not talking about something that he hasn't already been convicted for and served
time for. Right, he did talk about was something he's already been convicted of, it's already been adjudicated, everything's already been done that can possibly, happen to him on that one.
Now,
I mean, he's something that we're keeping an eye on. Right now, it's just like, unless you have information that we're not aware of, but if he sent you messages or if you're aware of something else, we're aware of his websites like Report Sentinel and all that, which we're monitoring. But
honestly, I'll keep on it. I'll keep doing my thing. Let me see.
Okay.
Like as you know, I'm aware quite a bit of what's illegal and not illegal. Let me
Mm-hmm.
let me brush up on a few things, and I'm very pro First Amendment. So
Right. Yeah, I understand.
it's but if there's a violation that has occurred, I might be able to find that. But yeah, it's I ordinarily I would not be the type to try to get the police to impose on somebody's freedoms, but this is one of those scenarios where the red tape kind of constrains you guys.
Yeah, because what he's advocating obviously is criminal if he's talking about molesting children, but until he's actually doing it,
Right.
or
Yeah, that's what I mean.
with other people to, it's like
there
you
is
just
no you can watch him climbing over the fence all you want, but he actually has to like hop it to be trespassing on this property.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see what I can do.
If you see anything you think possibly violates what we're talking about, screenshot it. Give me a call. We'll can do it. We're just as concerned about him as you are, and we're looking into it. We're just seeing what legally we can do about it.
If you go on to, actually, I could probably just send this. Oh yeah, I can just drop some stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff that's been posted already, but I don't know. You might look into the use of Lisa Pierzakowski, the Center Township trustee's name on documents without her knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Because she's very much so claiming that she had no knowledge of this. It was done without her consent. I believe she contacted some sort of entity that keeps track of this online and asked them to withdraw her name because it was not without her consent. But if he's...
You think he was forging Lisa Pierzakowski's name on documents?
Absolutely, yes. As a matter of fact, that might... Yeah. Because there's other names that I found on another list. I'm not sure if these people are claiming the same thing. I didn't hear back from that. But I believe, from what I hear about them, they are either probably unaware that it happened or they were manipulated into signing something without being aware of what it was. If it were to be, and I'm pretty sure they work with like the homeless or something of that nature. So it would be someone that he may have interacted with in the same fashion that he would have interacted with the trustee's office for. These are basically the kinds of people that would easily be taken advantage of. So not really surprised. The trustee's office, what makes a good trustee is that they're empathetic and sensitive to people who are in need.
Right. Yep.
But I believe from I've spoke personally to Lisa Pierzakowski. She's spoken publicly on it online. She's claiming that she didn't have any knowledge of what he was doing.
Okay, I'll check into that. And if you see anything on there that you think we need to be aware of, that you think has crossed the line that's not First Amendment, and that he's actually talking about molesting children or something that is illegal, give me a call and screenshot it, and we'll definitely look into it.
Can do.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Appreciate it. Yep, no problem.
Have a nice day.
Talk to you later. You too. Bye.